What's your name?
My name is Pamela Cooper.
Pamela, you are out here with all these heroes. Tell me what.
Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right. Well, folks, welcome to one more edition of Politics Done Right. I'm Egberto Willies, your host. Thank you so kindly for being a part of the show. We are going to have a great show for you today. Sorry for the voice. I'm still recovering from that cold that I got when I went and gave that speech at the CPUSA. Well, guess what? I am feeling a bit better now. I'm starting the slow incline, but still using this, folks. Still using this. Still had some aches and pains this morning. I went without it last night, and well, I decided to make my work a little bit easier to wimp out and take the thing against the pains. All right. Welcome aboard AVQ from Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so kind for being here. El Senor Patrick Magner from Houston. Meow. He's going to come with us via video tomorrow, like how I do Neil Aquino. We're going to do a little interview where he's going to lambaste me. But that's cool. I love all my peeps. Michael Rundin says, Egberto, short for the screen. Would appreciate Delane posting this until several conservatives show up in the chat. The topic was addressed yesterday by the conservatives in our chat, but I didn't realize the disinformation source. All right, I'll remind me if you don't see me do it when you're ready for me to put it out. All right. Joe from Los Angeles, California, welcome aboard. My beautiful Yvette Avery Hera from Atlanta, Georgia, welcome aboard. Let's see. Akash Raj says you won't see this in the outline, but I caught it live. Well, I'm not going to click on a link unless you tell me something about who you are, what you are, etc. You know, I don't know if you're just coming to spam our feed or not. Lee Grant from Montgomery County, how you doing? Lisa Blair from Atlanta, Georgia, thank you for being here. Az Eric from Kingwood, Atascocita, and of course, Bruce Pollard says Ivy here. Lee the Bearcat from Austin, Texas is in there. Anyway. We also have Jerry Stout says good afternoon. Hi Jerry, how you doing, my brother? Lynette is in the house. Letters from rural America. I want to know what you're about. Letters from rural America. Uh, are those? Is that what I think it is? If it is what I think it is, why don't you give us a call at 28? Let me put that number in there because those are. I really want to start get into rural America, and if you have a project that you're doing there, I'd like to. Well, we should be enhancing your project if that's what I think. If you're doing what I think you're doing, let's see. Call in number. Here it is. So whoever is letters from rural America, I kind of want to know what you're all about. I really want to know what that's all about because that is part of the mission that we are looking at, brother or sister. Anyway, Linda, welcome aboard. Jerry Stout, Claudia Carol, Memester. We also have Neil at Northfleet. Mrs. Ed 25, welcome aboard. We also have Angie Decadence. I love that name, Angie. You always mess with me by coming in with that name. Lynette says, Mrs. Ed 25, I still hear the theme of that 80s show, Dallas. I hear you, girl. I hear you. All right. So again, I'm calling out to letters from rural America. If you are doing something about exposing or the pains that are occurring in rural America, I would love to hear from you. In fact, I'd like to repost some of what you do. If what you do is what I think you do, give me a call. Uh, that is 281-823-7747. One more time, 281-823-7747. That is how we collaborate to make sure and get things done, brother or sister. That is how we collaborate. Anyway, did I miss anybody? Julie, welcome aboard. Who else? All right, let's get started. Iolette Elaine Ambrose. I like that name. Iolette Elaine Ambrose. Interesting name. Paul Fleming from Powder Springs, Georgia. Thank you for being here. And of course, our resident E2247 who keeps us up to speed on Israel and the massacre or genocide in Gaza. Mike Cisak from Missouri. Welcome aboard. All right, let me go with Mr. Rudnin's piece. I I I can go ahead and pull that up. Let's see what it is. All right, let's go ahead and get Rudnin's piece going. I like this guy, by the way. He's a TikToker that actually got called up on MSNBC. I think it was CNN recently. But anyhow, let's play Mr. Rudnin's piece. I like this guy. This guy is very young, but this guy is also very smart. Check it out. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right.
Today, he tried to tell a lie about the New York City ballot and he called it a quote unquote. Alright, Elon Musk just got bodied on his own website. Today, he tried to tell a lie about the New York City ballot and he called it a quote unquote scam. Elon Musk says the New York City ballot form is a scam. Number 1, no ID is required. Number 2, other mayoral candidates appear twice. Cuomo's name is last in bottom right. How could this be? This must be some scam, as Elon Musk points out. No, Elon Musk, you are an idiot who is trying to influence elections by using the platform that you bought. This is a foreign actor. This is somebody who moved here, who immigrated here illegally, by the way. I just think that's ironic. He moved here illegally and then went through the proper processes. Adam Cochran debunks it and says Elon Musk is the dumbest smart person ever. Number 1, your ID is not required because your information is checked against the voter roll. And by the way, the voter roll is incredibly secure. Number 2, candidates appear on the ballot for each eligible party that endorses them. For Mamdani, this was the Dems and the Working Families Party. Meanwhile, Cuomo is last in the bottom right because he had to make a brand new party to run as no one wanted to endorse him. None of this impacts voting. How stupid do you need to be to think somebody would walk in to vote for Cuomo, but suddenly pick Mamdani because Cuomo was only on there once? It shows how little Elon thinks about people that he thinks will be bamboozled by standard ballot measures. This guy is an idiot. Elon Musk is an idiot. He's not even voting in New York City. Ask yourself, why does the richest man in the world not want Zohran Mamdani, a democratic socialist, to win in New York City? The answer lies in the question, because it hurts his bottom line. All right, Elon Musk.
Yes, it hurts his bottom line. And we're going to talk about Mandami today. We are going to have quite a bit of talk about Mandami today because Mandami did just the Democrats better learn from Mandami and they better learn quickly, quickly, if they know what's good for them. Welcome aboard, Bridge MCP. I think he's a lot. Welcome, El Denuve. Welcome aboard. E2, I think it got E2247 already. And is there anybody else? I don't think there's anybody else. But thank you for that, Senor Radnin. All right. Look, today was a great day. As you guys know, I told you guys about having our big Panamanian bash on Saturday. I hope I'm healthy enough because again, I am the one of the MCs. But on my way back from Sam's, was it Sam's or Costco? Whichever one I went to get some stuff that I needed to get for the coolers, etc. My peeps were out there doing what they do very well. They were out there doing their necessary protest against our resident. What should I call? What should I call them? Well, let's see. What should I call them? Anyhow, let me just go ahead and give you first how it all started. Let's go to the calls first. Uh, who do I have the honor of speaking with? Hello, hello. I guess you're not speaking. All right, good. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So I did a few short videos with the protesters out there today because I think the more we can get to let America know that in every single corner of this country, women and men, old and young, are going out there and reclaiming their democracy, I think it is important for us to do. So that's what I did. I went and parked and, went and had a little talk with our folks. So here it is, the first one, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Cindy, give me your update.
My update is it's rowdy out here. We had a wreck.
Look at our Kingwood folks with a big crowd. Look at this.
We were just, you must have heard us talking about it.
Oh, no, man. How you guys doing?
We were just talking about you.
What did I do wrong this
we were
time?
talking about how you had to talk that gentleman down last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, you were our hero.
You got a lot of people out here today.
A lot of homes and activities.
I love this, man.
Wasn't the election amazing?
Hey,
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
let me tell you.
A lot of energy. Just love what AOC said about people need to get the assignment just to fight fascism.
Exactly. I was passing by. I'm just coming back down. I'm like, let me stop here. You guys like, wow. A lot of people. Did Cindy show up?
I love those.
Oh. Bye. Hey, beautiful people. How y'all doing?
All right.
Now, I got, by the way, I am guilty. I got to it very late because, again, I had to go do some shopping for our Panamanian bash. I had to get a cooler and some other stuff. Now, after that, I saw Cindy. Cindy is a lead Indivisible organizer in Kingwood. And I always go to these things and get an update from her to see how things are going. And here is her report that I'd like to tell you. And this applies to all over. So I gave her some advice.
Cindy, give me your update.
My update is it's rowdy out here. We had a wreck.
All right.
Yeah, there was a wreck. Let's see what else. I'm really angry because the Democratic Party in Texas is not doing their job. They did not educate people about those proposed amendments to the Constitution, and I am furious.
Well, I need to tell you, my dear friend, stop being furious. What did I tell you a few weeks ago?
I don't remember.
You are the one, sir. You are. That's bad, man. That's bad. I told you that you can forget about the party doing anything.
Yeah, they're horrible.
It's what you are doing. And anybody that brought out the thousands of folks over the last several events, that's where the action is. That's what Mamdani did. Mamdani didn't have the party to help him.
I know.
Okay? And what you guys are doing, that's where it's at.
Well, we have to do it,
There you go.
We have to.
Well, look, thank you, Cindy.
Thanks.
That woman, the largest protest we had in Kingwood was likely about 100 people. On the last No Kings protest, she brought out 1,000 plus Kingwood resident. That is what I call effective. That is what we need to be doing all over the country. Because you know what? They are on their heels and they're scared. After we had the No Kings protest, you know what the phrase was? But are they going to come out to vote? That's what they asked. Are they going to come out to vote? Mamdani showed that they would come out to vote. Spanberger showed they're going to come out to vote. Mikey showed they're going to come out to vote. Prop 50 showed they're going to come out to vote. The two conservative seats lost in Georgia said they're going to come out to vote. The loss of the supermajority in Mississippi says they're going to come out to vote. And we can go on and on and on where the country simply moved away from Donald Trump, completely moved away from Donald Trump. These victories weren't squeakers. These victories were all landslides. Mamdani, they placed billions of dollars against Mamdani, and still they could not beat the man because, again, he went to where the people are. I want you to hear from one of the daughters out there protesting. It was so important. I want you guys to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
I've never spoken to you before.
Oh, I'm her mom. Yeah, that's my mom.
That's your mommy.
Yeah.
Well, I got to talk to your mommy. Hey, Mom, tell me a little bit about why you come out here every Thursday to do this stuff.
Why? I seen this corruption coming a long time ago because I work in corrections, and the same corruption there is what I saw coming here. So 2 years before it came, I already told everybody that I knew this was what was going to happen. I said Trump's coming back with a vengeance. I told them what was going to happen. Every single damn thing, and I didn't ring that big stupid ass bill or whatever, but I knew exactly what it was going to do, play for play, because that's how it works. And what we used to call this the free world is no longer the free world. My work world and my outside world is the same shit. So that's what it is.
I love
and
that.
all the people talking shit, I don't know how they're mad at that lady over there for democracy, because democracy is for every damn body. But they just mad because she's wanting democracy for everybody, and that's why they're mad.
No, I see.
And they over here flipping people off. Unless they do something worse than Supermax facility inmates, it don't bother us. It don't bother us.
You know what? I see where she comes from.
Yeah.
I see where you come from. You guys are my
If they want
heroes.
to come for me, they can come for me.
You know-
because I've been waiting for 2 years.
There you go. Well, let me tell you something, lady. Thank you for being here.
But they want to take me out, but I best believe if they need help, I will save their life.
There you go. I love your mother. I love your mother.
Oh yeah, it was fun speaking to her even after that. Privatization of the prison started in Texas, didn't it? It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, that's how we started with many of our toll roads being sold off to many foreign companies. In other words, we build toll roads, and the Americans pay taxes to a foreign company to use the roads that we give access to. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Anyway, let's talk about a real impact now. Something that materially affected one of our protesters. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
What's your name?
My name is Pamela Cooper.
Pamela, you are out here with all these heroes. Tell me what got you into this.
I believe in democracy, not tyranny.
And Crenshaw is actually a part of the tyranny because he doesn't fight back as well,
yes,
right?
Yes, he hasn't shown up for work. I mean, it's just it's like the Republican side of the Congress is just absent. They're missing in action. They're just they're getting paid with our tax dollars. It's not right. My husband's job has been affected by the tariffs.
Oh, really?
Yes. When Trump started in with his tariff BS was it April or March? That's when his job just went
Down the hill.
Yeah, it's an engineering firm.
Right.
I won't say the name, but it's an engineering firm. And ever since then, I mean, he was on full-time pay, and now he's on part-time pay without any holiday pay, no sick pay. No, I mean, it's just, it's just like WTF, you know?
Pamela, it used to be, they thought it only affected the people, working class folks. Now they're noticing it's hitting engineers, it's hitting everybody.
It started, my husband's, the company he works for, engineer, they were doing a lot of carbon capture projects. Environmental initiatives.
Right. And of course he killed all of that.
Yeah, he killed he meaning
Trump, the fascist.
The Mr. Tyranny.
Right.
I won't say his name.
Yeah.
Mr. Tyranny killed all, he had a good economy and he's sinking it.
Well, you know what? What you guys are doing out here, it's reflected in the election we had earlier this year. This is what all of y'all have done. Y'all made that possible. Y'all gave people the courage to go out there and vote their hearts. You guys did a great job.
I do a lot of social media reposting.
We got to do it. We got to do it. Thank you, Pamela.
Yes.
So as you see, people are helping in a lot of ways. You heard what she said. I do a lot of social media reposting. That may sound simple or inconsequential. It is not. Because you know who has a lot of reposters out there? The right wing has a lot of reposters in Vietnam and Korea and all these other places to put out their rubbish. We have to depend on ourselves. One of the reasons I write so many blogs and I make sure that all my blogs are processed on every single platform is because of that. We have to be able to spread the word widely because they have invested in doing that themselves. The good thing about it is our stuff, when you go one level of indirection to investigate, navigates to truth. One level of indirection for their stuff navigates to lies. So what am I saying? If you take up one of my posts, you can check one level and you can figure out, oh my God, what he's saying is true, and you can get additional information. But you pick up crap off from the right wing, it is so easy. In fact, you'll hear Rudnin and all these others speak about it a lot. It is so easy to do a quick Google search and figure out what they're talking about is crap, lies, misinformation right away. Now, but there's so much of that. And also their followers, their most hearted followers, they're not looking for truth. They're looking for somebody they can say, well, I read that here. They're not looking for corroboration. They just want to go ahead and get something that justifies some one of the evils that they do. And that is that is the fight that we are up against. Let's see, Ralph Carabetta says that the GOP press conference today blamed the Democrats for everything and slammed Mamdani as a communist who will destroy New York and America. Well, they can keep saying that. Let's see what they say when things start going well for the people that he supports. Let's see what happens then. Anyway, let's since we're talking about Mamdani, let's go ahead and talk about how Mamdani, in fact, listen to what Anand Hidadas had to say about our brother. Check this out, and then we'll take it on the other side. Come on, Anand. Anand Hidadas nails it on why Zoran Mamdani was successful. It has to do with consistency. It has to do with meeting people where they are. It has to do with originality. And you know what? The most important part about it, being genuine, not running away from your values, not running away from what it is to be a true progressive, something that Democrats continue to do and still continue to do. It's the reason why it took Hakeem Jeffries so long to endorse him, and he likely only endorsed him because he's likely to get a primary challenge from somebody who's already endorsed Mamdani, and Mamdani won his district. And Chuck Schumer never even bothered to endorse him. Again, normally they say if whoever makes it out of the primary, you vote for that person because, again, they paid the dues and made it out of the primaries, but somehow it didn't apply to Mamdani. But you know what? Those who refuse to see the light will pay. Check this out, then we'll take it on the other side.
Anand, you've been covering Zoran Mamdani from day one when he first came on the scene. And last night, his win, obviously resounding, but the amount of young people who stepped up and voted for him, what does his win tell you?
So an incredible statistic. So you've seen on the screen, he won about 1 million votes.
Yeah.
Here's a number that's more striking than that. He had 100,000 volunteers. So about 1 out of 10 people who voted for him also volunteered for him. I'm not sure how many precedents that has in American
that gives me
political
chills.
history.
Yeah.
I mean, I walk around my neighborhood and other neighborhoods in Brooklyn all the time. Like, you couldn't not see people canvassing. I don't think I ever saw in the last many months a canvasser for any other campaign.
That's amazing.
That does matter. Everybody always talks about big money in politics. I always said, I want a guy that gives me $25. I want a woman who gives me $25 because they're a lot more invested in this campaign than somebody that gives me $1,000. It's the same thing with volunteers. If you get them to the phone banks, if you get them knocking on doors, like, you're on your way. How did he do it? What was step one?
I mean, I think several things. And people put a label of democratic socialist or a label of this and that. What he really did was actually center quality of life and affording things, which is as universal, as not niche a thing as you can focus on. And almost to the exclusion of talking about anything else. Like, you ask him about the sports game and he's like, let's talk about how much things cost.
So
you sit down and wonder, what is it going to take for Democrats to understand that most Democrats, most working class Republicans, and most independents are exactly where Mamdani is. Remove the labels, provide the policies, and you find that that is what America wants. Senator from Massachusetts has been talking about that. Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts has been talking about this for a long time. I remember going to a Netroot conference and taping her speech when she came out and said this wholeheartedly. America is where progressives are. It's just a matter of the plutocracy put in stumble blocks in between, whether they be racial or ethnic. They do all these things to split people up so that they don't look at their core values. But the core values of the American people are where progressives are. And that is what people have to realize. Progressives are where Americans are. Progressives are where Americans are. Don't let anybody fool you. Talk the policies and ask people. I've sat down in Starbucks and talked with people from all over, from the reddest red, and they'll be, oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Don't be fooled. Because the reality is conservatism is defined by austerity and evil. When you restrict what someone needs to live, that's the instantiation of evil, isn't it? So if that is what your policies contend, while you have no problem just letting the money flow upward, then I think by definition you're evil. I don't think we need to argue about that. Conservatives who support these policies, knowingly or unknowingly, they're effecting an evil act. They are evil. Now you can change that by choosing better. And there are certain things that are gray area, but there are certain things that are absolute. And causing the death of one is absolute. Last video, this one is a bit more sensitive. I want you to listen to this one in the right context, because what this panelist had to say was striking, and you can see that it caught Katie Tur a little bit off guard. But I know Katie Tur understood exactly what she was talking about. Check this out. What Mamdani did was to address the core of what affects everybody that's struggling right now. And believe me, there are over 60% of Americans that are struggling, that are concerned about their economic well-being. And so it was interesting the way this panelist addressed Katie Tur when Katie Tur tried to imply some issues with Mamdani and the white working class. The truth of the matter is Mamdani is doing fine among every part of the working class. And one of the reasons why is he's not trying to segment or somehow at the expense of all the other working class put a preference to the things that many in that other set is looking for. I want you to listen to this. It's a very, very important and poignant statement coming out of the panelists, but it's something that many need to hear. Check this out. We'll take it on the other side.
One of the reasons I brought up the exit polling on Mamdani's, I guess, more working class support, white voters without a college degree, voters who make under $30,000 a year, moderates, and independents, because I wonder if the Democratic Party sees Mamdani, who is really a genuinely singular figure in the party right now. He is enthusiastic. He inspires in a way that nobody has been able to do so in a long time since really Barack Obama. Bernie Sanders, you could argue, but broadly, I wonder if they look at Mamdani's success here and say, we need to run an AOC, or we need to run somebody like Bernie Sanders in 2028, or do they look at those breakouts in the polling and question whether that's a good idea nationally?
Right. Well, I think we get caught up in semantics of the label of Democratic Socialist.
Yeah.
What he is promising is what Democrats used to promise when they were more like Democrats as opposed to weak-leaning Republicans. And so the Democratic Party keeps chasing these sort of white working class voters that left with Jimmy Carter, and they haven't come back, but they're obsessed with getting them back.
Did they leave with Jimmy Carter? I mean, Bill Clinton won quite a few
he got
of them.
some of, there are only 2 times, let's say, white women voted for the Democratic presidential nominee since we started collecting data in 1952. In 1964 with LBJ, 1996 was Bill Clinton. Every other time, white women voted with white men for the Republican Party. Like, that's just what the data says. So we keep chasing these sort of white voters. But what Mamdani showed, he's like, well, they're there, and let's not ignore them. However, have we asked South Asians? Have we asked East Asians? Completely underpolled. Have we talked to Latinos and the diverse group of Black Americans? I wrote a book called Black Ethnics. Have we talked to Africans and Caribbeans and Black Americans? Have we looked at the over 1 million Muslims who are in New York City and growing throughout our country? So there is this beauty of immigration and like the fabric of the nation that extends well beyond just New York. And there are a lot of communities that I think other candidates can look to as opposed to chasing working class.
All right, I want to talk about this more, but I've run out of time.
So yeah, Christina Greer nailed it. The truth of the matter is, if you want success, economic success, populist success, success in attracting absolutely all possible demographics. And again, I think the idea, it's sad that we still have to look at things many times demographically, racially, etc. But, well, when you have a plutocracy that has to racialize a society to survive, you have to develop techniques to beat it. And guess what? Mamdani did that. I know everybody looks at the elections in Virginia and New Jersey, Spanberger and the other woman. But let me tell you, the real election to see how you address and reach people was how Mamdani did it. That is a template the Democratic Party better hold on to, and they better hold on to quickly, because the policies that Mamdani stands for are the policies people not only in New York want. And if then everybody deem that democratic socialist policies, and the people start to acknowledge, wait a minute, we like what Mamdani is saying. If that's what you want to call it, yep, that's what we want. They may actually turn the tide faster than all of us who are doing the education can accomplish, because again, they are doing the work for Mamdani. Exactly so. And that is where we have to get. Well, folks, hey, John Carter, how you doing, my brother? Are you here in Texas or in a foreign land, or you're in some other city? I'm curious. John flies the big birds, guy. He flies the big birds around the country and sometimes around the world. Anyway, those are all the videos that I have for today. I have a few monologues that I wanted to talk about today. Also, thank you for bringing that up, Carter. That is a good one. We turned Cy-Fair from a 6-1 conservative right-wing school board to a what again? To a progressive 4-3 board. We turned it. And I don't know if you remember, we had, I think her name is Ruth Ashter. We had Ruth on our show on KPFT, where she called in to kind of give marching orders to folks on what they needed to do. I can't remember her last. Ruth Kravitz. Ruth Kravitz was instrumental in working the boards, not only the Cypher board, but also the Houston Independent School District Board. And you know what? It just shows all of you that are listening, organizing work. We had just dropped off from organizing. From the time Obama got elected, we kind of just let things slide. And Obama started it by getting rid of Obama for America, right? By not supporting that movement. And that was caused by the plutocracy, of course, because they were scared of how powerful Obama for America was. And then later on, when he had to get reelected, they reconstituted into what it was, OFA, which was it, Organizing for America or something like that. Again, the Democratic Party always seem to fear the progressive wing, even though progressives is where the country is on issues. They always fear it. And what I hope Mamdani is going to show, and not only him, but I hope all those that are going to copy him in primaries. And folks, let me just tell you, primary all these damn incumbents, primary any incumbent that gives an ear to neoliberalism, primary them, because America wants a change. America needs a change. All right, let's see what else have we got here. Faraver. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm done with my videos. I'm done pretty early today. I guess but the monologue that I wanted to talk about was democratic socialism. Americans seem to fear that word socialism. You know who doesn't fear the word socialism? The plutocracy. And the reason why the people who benefit from socialism in this country are the plutocrats, the oligarchs. The government spends all their money in subsidies for the wealthy, in buybacks for the agri companies, in buybacks for the oil companies, in benefits for all kinds of things. The government actually goes into. Now that is what we call neoliberal policies. Neoliberal policies are the policies that depend on a capitalist. They call it a free market. It's not a free market. So I call it a capitalist, exploitative, parasitic market. And let's give a good example, right? You go to work every day, Lynette, I assume, or maybe you're already retired. You go to work and you make a product for your company. Your company sells that product. They make a deal with you where they may pay you, let's say, $20 an hour. All right? They pay $20 an hour. But let's say the equivalency of that product makes on, let's say, $50, what would be equivalent to $50 an hour because of how profitable that product is. That spoiled, the rest of that money is called your excess labor. In other words, that is earnings that company got based on your labor that they didn't pay for. They keep it. All right. So let's get simple here. Let's say I make, let's see beforehand. Egberto, is everyone talking about SNAP, which is huge, but not talking about HEAP, which I get. It is federally funded. HEAP will not get funded till the government opens. I think you're talking about the HEAP. Is that correct, Vrij? Let me see what we're talking about here. It still take months, maybe. Let me see what we're talking about, because I'm not. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Okay, I'll talk about it in a little bit. So when we talk about the excess labor, what happens then is, you don't. They make a big profit off of yourself, and at the end of the period, all that money goes to the shareholder. That money goes to the executive in profits, etc. That is Parasitic behavior. It doesn't come back to you as saying, let's give you a bonus for having done so well. And that is what capitalism is based on. Now, in Spain, or I think it's Spain or Portugal, they've tried different techniques to recover that. Madrigon is a company that's a collective that takes care of the people. They profit from however the company profit. So that is the kind of stuff we're talking about. Social democracy is what it does is it says the following: we bifurcate our economy. We don't treat capitalism as the ideology that it is today. We go ahead and use capitalism as a tool. All of those who want to fall under that domain, who want to have a parasitic system, they can have it. It's a free country. A free country says if you want capitalist behavior, you can have it. For those of us who are more that are more humane, we may say what we want is we want to make sure that people are cared for, etc. So our underlying policy is a social democracy that takes care of healthcare, takes care of transportation, takes care of energy, something we're going to talk about with what Bridge MCP just brought up, which is heat. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Those are the things that we need to speak about. Let me go to Bridge MCP's piece here because it touches. It says the government shutdown is delaying an assistance program families use to heat homes. All right, it says as millions of Americans face a gap in food assistance due to federal government shutdown, some families also worry about how they'll pay their winter heating bills. For those of us who live in Texas and other southern states, we don't understand how cold it gets in northern New York or Massachusetts, etc., where these people use oil or natural gas for their heaters. Otherwise, their homes freeze. And I'm not talking about the kind of freeze you get here in Texas. I'm talking about below zero type freezes, right? The shutdown has delayed federal funding for the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or the LI HEAP, a program that helps about 6 million households nationwide pay their heat and or cooling bills, buy fuel, or fix broken heaters. For nearly a decade, preschool teacher Justina Ray has relied on El Heap to heat her Pennsylvania home. My income itself comes down with all the holidays and the school closures. Without Eli Heap, she said, her winter energy bills are not affordable. And by the way, electric bills are going sky high because of what AI and the computation centers for AI are doing. And instead of the AI companies bearing the responsibility for that capital investment for these plants, they're putting it on the backs of the American people to build these plants, henceforth the high electric bills that you're seeing. Yes, Bridge is absolutely correct. We also need to talk about HEAP, the program that helps our folks who need assistance with their heat. I mean, whether you have food or not, if you're freezing, you can't eat it anyway. You can't cook it anyway, right? So let's be clear on that. So thank you for bringing that up, Bridge MCP. Anybody wants to call in, please feel free to call us at, let me put the number in there again. Call in at, let's see, 281 823 7747. I think that's it. 281-823-7747. If you want to add anything to the discussion, please go ahead and call in now. I finished a bit early today. Maybe I didn't speak as much because I'm damn sick. All right. Anyway, I think I saw something silly by CSAC about socialism that I want to probably read. Let me see what did he say. Uh, I, I just socialism could have their own commune. They could group up with their own and share their own resources. But for some reason, socialists keep forcing us. No, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. We are inhibited from doing the things that, and don't call it social democracies want to do. We want to be able to have public options in healthcare. We want to be able to disassociate ourselves from private health insurance. We want to do that. private health insurance and many other programs prevent that from occurring. We want to do certain things like generate our own energy. Do you know that certain states prevent you from doing that if you don't get a license to be on the grid? You actually, Mr. CSAC, as usual, know little of what you're speaking about, my dear brother. All right. Lynette says, I was actually thinking about his idea of intergenerational housing. Well, in Latin America, that's what we live. In my home, that's what we live. My daughter is grown, although she's recovering from a stroke. She's teaching now, but she lives at home. This is an intergenerational household. And like I told her, why would you want to go ahead and rent from these parasites, right? When you have room here where you get your bill, electric bill, and everything paid for. I mean, in Panama, a lot of women don't leave the home, men don't leave the home until they're getting married to form their own families. They stay at home. You know, it's equitable, it's economic, and it makes sense. This rugged individualism preached in the United States isn't for you. The rugged individualism isn't for you. It is for you to have to spend more money with the oligarchs. You see, if you're a rugged individualist, you have to go out and get your own apartment. If you go out and get your own apartment or home, you also have to buy a washer, a dryer, furniture, all that kind of stuff you have to go out and buy, right? So here it is. You left your house just to be a rugged individual and populate these people. No, stay home. You know, it's not a thing that people about in the United States talk a lot about, but it's something that we live in Latin America and the Caribbean. We stay our asses home. And you know what? It works much better. I can't tell you how, if my daughter or when my daughter decides that she's going to move in with somebody or whatever, that would be different, right? But right now, what's the point? She's at home. And and this is as much my home as her home. And she has as much freedom in this house as I have in this house. And you know what? It makes things more efficient. Brother Denson, what's going on, my brother?
Well, first of all, I'm praying that you'll get over this cold soon, and I know you'll take the Mucinex that I prescribed to you some months back, and you'll do hot toddies, cough syrup. You'll do.
I will, Harry. I will. I promise you, I will. And look,
and
thank
then,
you for calling, Harry. But since you're a regular caller, Harry, let me bump you. Hold on, Harry. I just want to get Breach in because she hasn't called in a while, and I'm coming.
Okay, I'll listen. Yeah, okay, I'll have more to say.
Stay on. Come on in, Breach.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Alberta?
I'm doing fine, beautiful.
And the one thing you left out of the article, which was the important, well, it's all important, but is that even if the government opens, the problem is that Trump fired everybody in the administration that runs HEAP. So it's going to take him a long time to get people to give the money out because there's nobody there.
Those evil
He fired
bastards.
the entire department.
I didn't know that.
How sick is that? That was
sick.
Part of the article. It is. It is. And I get propane. So they won't give you partial fills. Well, some do, but my company doesn't. They have to give you a full fill. It doesn't make any mathematical sense to me as to why, but they must give you a full fill. So for me to get a full fill is over maybe $550.
Wow.
That's a lot of money for someone who's living on Social Security. I can't afford it. When I found that I was, approved for HEAP, I was like, fine. I'm approved for SNAP, but I didn't take it because I can take care of myself that way, and I think other people need it more. But it's really hard to understand why people are not talking about this as well. I mean, SNAP is important. Do not get me wrong. But HEAP is a really big deal, especially it's already snowing up here.
Yeah.
It's cold. And we had 60-mile-an-hour winds yesterday with rain and snow, and we lost power. It's very hard to lose power and be on an electric recliner. Let me tell you how I got off. that's another story. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know
let me
that was
just
the
say this,
important part.
okay? You said, why aren't people talking about it? They aren't talking about it because people haven't brought it up and people haven't shown the pain. Well, you just did, and we will write about that. So, and we'll put it out there. So
Good.
we'll tie that into Snap as well as Heap, the things that people need to speak about. So, thank you for bringing that to our attention,
Okay,
sis.
thank you. All
All
right,
right.
just want to say it. And you take care of yourself. You don't sound good.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of sick, but I got a big Saturday that I'm working for, and I got to drive. Hey, Bleach, I got to drive all the way to Austin to pick up a whole plane full of Panamanians.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, so it's gonna be. They're flying in
But
from
wear a
Panama
mask.
City, and I'm hoping that with these delays in the thing, they get in time because they get in at 12:30. The function starts at 6 o'clock, and Austin and we are 3 hours away from from Houston. So we'll
Oh,
see. We're
boy.
gonna
And
work some magic.
even just flying alone right now.
Yeah,
Wear a mask. Don't get them all sick.
I hear you, sis. I hear you. But look, by the way,
All
how much
right.
propane you
You
got in your
take care.
tank?
Yes.
Wait. How much propane you got in your
Right
tank?
now, I'm 10%.
Oh God. We need to
I know,
prep
that's
this
it.
up. Thank you, sis.
It's like 10%. I'm struggling. I'm wearing 4 layers of clothes and keeping my heat on just so the pipes don't break.
This is
That's all I can
ridiculous.
do.
This is
It is.
ridiculous.
It's absurd.
Do you have space heaters?
No, I don't. Oh,
Okay.
I think I do have one in the garage. I'm using a heating, what do you call it, a heating pad and stuff like that.
This
So
is
it's
ridiculous. Thank
cold
you.
in here. It's 60 degrees.
Look,
It's cold.
thank you for letting us know
All right.
that. Thank you, sis.
Alrighty. I just want to feel better.
All right, take care. All right,
Okay, bye.
thank you, sis. Let's go to El Senor Harris. Come on, then, Harry.
Okay, well, I hope he gets the government will do the right thing and fund Heat because this guy needs that. He needs his help. He needs his electricity and then of course with Snap, I told you where I stand on that. I've renewed it and that gets worked out. But like you told John
Yes,
this
go ahead.
morning, we can't have the federal government. The Democrats can't cave because we cannot have people be thrown off health care and lose their health care. These Republicans need to stand up against and push back against Trump, vote with the Democrats, give the Democrats those extensions on the subsidies, and roll back the Medicaid cuts so that people can get affordable health care. And hopefully we can move towards a singular payer like an Arnie Arnson talks about, like Tom Hartman, like you, and like Elizabeth Warren talk about. The other thing I was going to mention is crazy convict President Trump announced to his corrupt administration yesterday, if the Democrats would come on and vote to end the filibuster, then I'll open the government. Well, you and I, you better know, Donald Trump only wants to do that so he could continue to pass bills for his corrupt agenda that will hurt most Americans. And it would backfire on him anyway.
Harry, we also know.
Well, I was going to say,
we also know that Donald Trump cannot at all be trusted. Everything that comes out of his mouth is usually a lie. But look, we have CSAC on the line. I'm curious to see what he wants. CSAC, what's up?
Okay. So, us Republicans aren't bad. We actually like to donate our money instead of being forced.
Oh, I see.
So, here's my proposal. For Breach MCP, I'm willing to donate up to $150 towards her propane. I just need to know a way of sending the money.
I don't know what Vrij was going to say about it, but if I were Vrij, I wouldn't be taking anything from you in that manner. But I get it. I get it. And let me tell you what I'm talking about, brother CSAC. And it goes this way. It's not about donating the will. We have to have a society that has parameters a society that has parameters of humanity. I shouldn't have to depend on CSAC or somebody else donating money to a third person. That shouldn't be the case. We should have a society where everybody has sustainability. Period. Period. And that's what I'm
So,
talking about.
so you would rather force everyone to donate than voluntarily?
No, I would like to. Do you consider building freeways a forced action? Do you think building bombs is a forced action? I'm asking.
The national defense,
Right.
is that going to be? Yeah, I actually, what I wish we could do was individually check off what we like to pay, have our taxes paid for.
Exact. And I agree with you 100%. And I tell you what, I agree with you 100%. And we have already done that. We have already created a progressive manifesto, and 67% of Americans want the progressive manifesto. So you're right about that.
No,
Check off.
so being able to not pay, for example, Social Security and Medicare,
Okay.
I
agree.
And then pay for defense on my side, and then you could pay for Social Security and Medicare on your side,
Yeah.
and not pay for defense. Okay.
I agree. And here's the thing about
All
it,
right.
Mike. Mike, we tried that. You know who doesn't want that? The right. We tried to say, let's go ahead and have a public option in healthcare. And for those who want to use the standard method of doing things, you can do it. We'll go with a public option. And they said no. You know why they said no? They said
Right, but
everybody would migrate to the
There,
public option.
there's a slight problem. Because the public option would
I'm out
still
of
be
time.
paid with my
It's
tax dollars.
look, it's 4 o'clock. I'm out of time, but here's the deal. We can
Okay.
talk about that at another time.
Yeah.
So we'll talk
Right.
about that another
But
time. It's 4 o'clock. I gotta go. Anyway, folks, we're at the end of the program. I want you guys to consider becoming paid subscribers of Politics Done Right. Let's see. Let me see what. Let's see. Patrick. Patrick, tell me what you mean by that statement by putting Zella in there. Are you telling me to do something or with that, or what do you want? Please type it into the chat box for me, Patrick. Anyway, um, folks, please consider becoming paid subscribers of Politics Done Right. We are out here doing the work, as you can. Oh my God, what happened? Sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Now I'm back. Now I'm back. All right, here's the deal. Um, let's be clear. Please support us however you can. Uh, the way to support us is to become paid subscribers of our newsletter, Egverto Off the Record. And how can you do that? Just go to politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, politicsdoneright.com/newsletter, and become a paid subscriber. That subsidizes all the work that we do. And if you look all over the internet, you see the extent of the amount of work we do to try to get the message out. I ask you for your distinct support on that. We simply cannot do it without you. Patrick Magner says we are a society. We're asking for a society that supports everyone. The current system does not provide that for 70% of the people. You're absolutely right about that. Anyway, folks, please support us however you can. And I got to get out of here. My name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. And you guys know how I end this baby. I am what? Let's see what am I?
Welcome to Politics Done Right. I am your host, Egberto Willies. This is a progressive program that will take the mystery out of politics. This is the program that will encourage you to make sure government becomes we the people. Whether you are liberal, progressive, conservative, or otherwise, you get to air your point of view. We are an independent media outlet that, unlike mainstream media beholden to corporations, we only owe allegiance to you. Remember, you can also send me a tweet at EGBERTOWILLIES. That is at Egberto Willies. Let us engage. It is Politics Done Right.